Week 9. We are live. Holden and Ramon, get you ready for up to kickoff. We'll be live today from 1 o'clock all the way through the end of the Sunday night football game. Tonight, we got that big Chiefs and Bills game. We got the NASCAR championship, if anybody wants to bet that as well. Ramon, I'll just say one more thing about this. It's freaking gorgeous here in Denver again. It's every Sunday, it is 75 and sunny. Every Sunday. It's amazing.
And you got to stay in and do your job and watch some NFL football. So get out there, make sure you get a break in, get your walk in. Holden, it doesn't have to be all football like me, chained up to these 8 monitors, having to watch these games here. It's pretty nice here in Vegas too, but Holden, I got you muted, babe. I got you.
You can't, thank you. You can't, the damn cat's meowing up a storm. You can't miss anything. So 2 weeks ago, my wife said, let's go out for a walk. I said, that's a great idea. I left. The Broncos were down by like 30 points. I came back. They were within 2 scores. All of a sudden, we got a game. So you just missed too much taking a walk. Let's not miss anything with our first game, though, okay? You ready to do some bets here, Mr. Ramon? Vikings, Lions. We were just talking about Jahmyr Gibbs and his receiving yards, 20.5 off the air. But McCarthy interceptions in play. Right now, it's the Vikings plus 9.5, minus 108 on the road, and the Lions minus 10 at home. In order for the Vikings to win today, Jared Goff's going to have to throw 4 picks? It's tough seeing that. Now, the question is, do they cover the spread, Ramon?
Yeah, right. Because, look, when we last saw McCarthy, right, we're still kind of question marks here, but they obviously believe in him no matter what to make the decisions that they did. I mean, you look at what, he had to leave. They were even worse when he wasn't in there. Maybe. I don't know. But for me, the Lions have great matchups here for sure in the passing game. I think Minnesota can pressure Goff a little bit, maybe make it uncomfortable. But we already said St. Brown is square as it might be, and I know the line has gone up. He looks hot today for his matchup as well. I think McCarthy may end up getting some numbers on the back end of this game that'll make him kind of still give hope to the Vikes for this season and getting him back in there. Maybe the Lions will get this. I think they will get a double-digit win, but I think maybe just close enough and with enough points that will come out of it saying, okay, maybe McCarthy, let's keep giving him the shots. We know he's going to be in there. It'll just be because maybe the score ends up looking more respectable, even if they do get blown out. I've got a lot of points in this one, especially from that offense, from Montgomery Gibbs.
Yeah, both of them in a decent spot as well. McCarthy coming back. This I don't think this bodes well for Minnesota, although the quarterback play was garbage anyways. Bears, Bengals plus 3 at home. I'm seeing a 2.5 now as well. So if you're backing the Bears, you can go to ESPN if you're going to get down over there and lay the 2.5 with the Bears. You're getting 3 everywhere else. Flacco is in. Monangai is in on the other side. What are your thoughts on this one as I get up and put the cat outside so we can actually hear each other?
Okay, I'll cover it here with this one of the Bears and the Bengals. Yeah, Monangai is a guy who look, he's in a good spot here. I mean, you have the number, 32 ranked rush defense here, I think, of the Cincinnati Bengals. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be on Monangai here for sure, probably to get in the end zone, to get his yardage prop. And I don't mind Caleb here, maybe to Cole Kmet. But the Bengals, the one thing they do, I'll give them some credit. They do play a little bit of defense, pass defense. And I don't know if we're going to see Caleb totally get off in this game. I know Adunze is very popular today, but I'd actually going to stay away from the Bears receivers. I like the Bengals situation here. Now that Flacco is in with Jamar, with T, I think I want to load up on these guys. I think I want to go with a high-scoring game, way over 51, 52, whatever it's going to be here, Holden. The Bears are kind of taking that money here, a field goal favorite. I'm not sure I totally trust it here. I'd probably lean to taking the points in and over, and it could be a 33-32 game or something like that, something crazy. Mute.
I'm blaming it on the cat, Ramon.
Yeah, what a rookie, man. Jeez, what did you just start yesterday?
3 times, and she still won't shut up. This is the last time I could do the show from up here. where it's sunny. I need to go back down to the basement.
Remember what Josh Gabor said to Johnny Carson, right? He said, she said, "You want to pet my cat?" He goes, "Yeah, if you'd move that pussy."
Oh, Broncos getting 2.5 at FanDuel in Houston. I'm seeing 2s and I'm seeing 1.5. So you can pick whichever side you want to go on. You want to back the Broncos today. 2.5 at FanDuel -15. 2 at Fanatics. None of us can even bet there though. And then 1.5 elsewhere around the industry. So you got Bo Nix going up against a really good defense, and Nix has played mostly mistake-free football recently. These Texans, they can get to the quarterback. On the other side, C.J. Stroud cannot be protected. He has not been protected. And you got 2 great pass rushers for the Broncos. The total here, I saw the total come down as low as 40. You didn't see this dip below 40, did you? I'm seeing 40.5, 41.5. So it's a low total, and it wouldn't surprise me if it stayed there. The J.K. Dobbins number I gave out on Nuke the Props is dead. Went up 5 yards, so I got nothing to give out in this game except second half. Look at Bo Nix rushing yards because that's where he does his damage, and maybe C.J. Stroud rushing yards. What do you got, Ramon?
I'm on a bunch of unders is what I'm on in this game. Minded at all. Look, you got basically feels like the 2 best defenses for sure. Bo Nix could get hassled here. I like him under in his. And you're right. The strongest core unit in this game is the Denver rushing game here, and that's what they're going to have to use to carry it. I think it's one of those where you see a line like this where the Broncos are much better, yet the Texans have kind of taken the majority of the sharp action, I guess, right, to be a favorite in this game. I think this is going to be a tough game for Denver here. I can't really point to any positives in the Houston offense here. Just could be ending up ugly here a little bit, and maybe Stroud, and now that Nico is healthy, but all those categories too line up with Denver. So I'm just going to take a lot of unders here and figure this is going to be one of the lowest scoring games of the year. In this game, it's weird, right? Because you think of that Giants game, the 33-32, and how could this go on like this today? But yeah, it might be 19-17 when this one's over.
Yeah, I'm going to go hit the C.J. Stroud rushing probably once the juice comes down from -135, maybe get it 110 if he doesn't run on the first drive, because Stroud has been running a lot more. He's been able to call his own plays. His offensive line stinks. We didn't see him run this much last year. We have seen quarterbacks have good success running against the Broncos. You had Dak going over that number. You had Justin Fields going over that number. Jackson Dart, surprisingly, didn't have a gigantic game on the ground, but I think Stroud can get out today, and I'll be on Nix as well. Smash the like button. What up, Ernie? Make sure you drop your best bets in the chat, and if you haven't already signed up with us, we got one more week left. 30% off plus a free week at nukethehouse.com. Use the code NUKE30, NUKE30 for 30% off one free week. Any plan, Nuke30 at nukethehouse.com/pricing. Okay, Ramon, Niners, Giants. I bet Christian McCaffrey to get 2 TDs, plus 240, but I threw it in there with something else. I got to remember what that was. Total in this game's 47.5. Wow, Tyrone Tracy's in, no more Scatabo there. On the other side, you got, Mac Jones again? So we keep running old Mac out there. Maybe Kendrick Bourne has a couple big plays. We'll see if that can happen. But are you on anything here in this Niners-Giants game?
I do like a lot of overs here. I like a lot of offense here in this game. I think this is the game for McCaffrey to kind of it's never a matter of silencing the critics. Look, McCaffrey's a running back. Sometimes there are going to be some off weeks, even with the best guy in the game, but this sets up pretty good for him here, but it sets up good for Tyrone Tracy too. It sets up good for whatever these offenses want to do. I'm in on Bourne. I'm actually neutral on Jennings, but I think I'm in on Bourne in this game. I'm also, like I said, in on Tracy here as well. I like some offense in this game. These are the games the Niners usually find a way to get over the hump here when there's some question marks. I mean, look, they have a far better record here, and with them favored, maybe it's just a money line play really in the end, but I think the Niners will find a way to win this game. But I think maybe the chaos might set up for a possible upset with the Giants. I mean, more like a little bit of scoring on both sides, some volatility, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. I also know that we got to hustle here. So we're going to go to the Steelers hosting the Colts. The Colts. Is it another Jonathan Taylor 3-touchdown game? I don't think so. I know some of the metrics say the defense isn't as good in Pittsburgh, but you're going to tell me that Jonathan Taylor's going to run for 3 more touchdowns and 105 yards today? He might even get kept under 100 yards today. And then with the other side of things, Aaron Rodgers against this Colts defense, this, to me, this looks like an ugly game. This is not one I want to get invested in right now before the game starts. We got threes just about everywhere in the industry. I saw a 3.5 with juice, but Pittsburgh 3-point dogs at home. Why not take a shot there? Are they that bad?
Well, they're not going to be able to. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball very well with Warren and Gainwell in this game. And look, I'm kind of neutral on Taylor, no matter what, because the numbers are just going through the roof on him right now. I actually want to take the Colts a little bit in their passing game with Danny Dimes, and also probably go down to Josh Downs here. Skip Pittman a little bit. I'm kind of neutral on him, so I'm kind of in on Pittman and Ty Warren, of course. Ty Warren is the man you want to look at, I think, for the props in this game, probably over 4.5, maybe even ramp him up to over 5.5 here. Like I said, Rodgers here and DK, I think they can connect here and maybe surprise, maybe, but 51.5 does look a little bit scary. But I'm going to take the Colts to win this game, actually, and win it a little bit comfortably here against the Steelers. I do think we got a kind of an A- team against probably a C+ if that.
All right, we're on opposite sides here. I think you take the points. You take 3 with the home team because the Steelers, I feel like can still be competitive here. It's the Panthers at the Packers. This is a game that might not be competitive. I know there's some bets we have out there, maybe Jordan Love to lead the slate in passing. The Panthers on the road. They got to stop this Green Bay offense. The line is 13.5 at FanDuel, 12.5 at DraftKings. Did this thing ever touch 14?
Nope, I don't think it did. I don't think
13.5, 13.
Yeah. And now probably 13. The sharp books are maybe down to 12.5. It feels like a spot. Yeah, maybe with Young back, and maybe the Packers have other things on their mind that could keep them from blowout here. But it just, to me, seems like the matchups themselves are just too good to ignore. I mean, how can the Panthers? I'm going to fade Dowdle here. I'm going to fade Bryce Young in the passing game. I'm going to. Other than Tedero McMillan, you can just throw him the ball and he'll get some production, but you can't get him to him enough. And it's a great matchup for tight ends, but when you got Tommy Tremble down here and Sanders, doesn't really work out for the Panthers in this game. I think the Packers have too much D and do get the cover here in this game. It's one of the few games I do like under today because just run the ball. Josh Jacobs, I got him for the big game here, actually. And, of course, red hot Tucker Kraft. I got to be all strong on Kraft in this game.
Okay, I got this. Let's move on. Chargers, Titans, Kamani Vidal in a pretty good splash spot here. Now, the Chargers are going on the road to Nashville. 10.5. I see 10s. I see 9.5. This line, depending on which side you want to back, you can get 9.5. You can get 10.5. You would think that the Chargers have the big advantage here. Now, when the Herbert rushing prop dropped to 13.5, I had to jump all over that. I think Vidal has a nice day. I think McConkey has a nice day. And then on the other side, you just got to wonder, is there anybody on Tennessee, maybe DK, who's kind of stepped up? But this Titan team is an absolute free fall. It is the worst team in the NFL, no matter what Jets fans want to tell you. This is a stinker, man. And the only question is, how much do the Chargers win by today?
Yeah, I don't know if they can win by double digits. But, yeah, Vidal, look, he's had 2 out of the last 3 games. Excellent. He's got about as good as matchup as you can get here against Tennessee. I mean, hard to say that after Tennessee used to be such a defensive stalwart, up front and stopping the run game. Not anymore. I mean, they're bottom 2 or 3 for sure. So Vidal sets up for him. He's done a nice job replacing the other back there for the Chargers. So, yeah, I'm setting up for him for good. McConkey, Allen, I even want to go down to Quentin Johnston. He really hasn't had that breakout since he's come back yet here. He got shut out against Minnesota, but I think he's boom or bust here in this one if you're looking at him to get on the board, because the prices are pretty good on Johnston here. But Io Manor maybe for Tennessee here also. I like him, but Chargers can harass Ward here and make him kind of look like he has. So I'll maybe lean to Tennessee here, but give me the over in this one. I think the Chargers maybe get up here, and then right now they're still trying to get healthy. They're getting healthier, especially on the offensive line, where that's where they need to be healthy. So I'm going to go over here in this one.
All right, smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the NT8 Sports Picks YouTube channel. Just got caught off guard because I see the Falcons and the Patriots. So this is a 5.5 point spread. 4.5 minus 20 at FanDuel if you're back in the Pats. 5.5 minus 105 at some other books if you want to take the Falcons. If this was baseball and everything was about analytics, you'd be talking about Drake May as one of the top 2 MVP candidates. But this is not baseball. This is not just about analytics. There's other things that go into it in the NFL. But Drake May has been remarkable. The Patriots probably win this. They face Kirk Cousins. Do they have a running game? Do they have enough to cover the spread here of 5.5, Ramon?
Yeah, and I think Penix is going to be in here actually today.
Oh, he's back? He's officially back?
Yeah. As far as yesterday, we'll return from that absence. So full participant on Friday, and I think he's looking to be in here. And I don't know, maybe that is well, you know what? He's been okay. We try to find some bright spots in Penix. Hey, he throws a nice ball. But look, I'm actually going to try to fade Bijan, I think, here a little bit. I don't know if I can bet against him, but look, you're playing right into some strengths with the Patriots against the run. Again, the Patriots defense is really what's been kind of most impressive to me, and I think it's going to be a long day here for some of our favorite guys. Maybe for Bijan, maybe for Drake London, might have it pretty tough. Now, if they can get it to Kyle Pitts here, that can open it up a little bit for the Falcons, maybe to stay in it. But I think what the Patriots are doing right now is pretty strong and very noteworthy here right now. I don't know if the numbers are great for them for May. For Travion Henderson, he's going to get the load of the lion's share of the backs, actually, because of the injury to Ramondre Stevenson, Mr. Fumble. He's going to be out of this game. So I know Travion Henderson's someone you got to look seriously here. And Booty also on the charts today for me here for the Patriots. So I have the Patriots winning this one comfortably here.
Jaguars, Raiders, Trevor Lawrence is ill, but he is playing today. He's got Parker Washington and Brian Thomas as his wideouts. No Hunter. Hunter's on IR. On the other side, the Raiders. And the Raiders have been just an absolute debacle this season. Defensively, though, they might be able to keep this Jaguars team in check. I know it's an unpopular opinion. Geno, maybe you want to have Geno throw a pick, throw that in there with McCarthy. Maybe that'll be a bet I make here in a second. But 1.5 to 2.5 is the side, depending on where you want to shop. 43.5 up to 44.5 is the total. So it's all over the place. We're now on the 4 o'clock slate. They put 2 junk games with that Bills-Chiefs game. Let's start with the Jags and Raiders.
Yeah, out here in LA. And who else? They brought in to try to maybe work with Geno, and I don't think he's going to get suited up yet, but Tyler Lockett is signed on, what sounds like, with the Raiders. You got Trey Tucker. What are you worried about? You got some
Trey Tucker, baby.
And Brock Bowers is back too. I mean, how can you overlook Bowers? This is a great matchup for Bowers here. He could have a strong game. Max is in the lineup. This might be the spot for the Raiders. I know. Hey, look, I mean, I've been on Jacksonville as much as anybody right now, and here in the Raider land hasn't been great, but I don't know. The Jacksonville Jaguars covering a number on the road kind of worries me. This is the NFL after all. I'm going to try the Raiders again in this one. Carroll Davis passed away last week. I don't know if that's a handicapping angle, but there'll be some emotion on this Raiders side a little bit. But I'm going to take him here in this. I'm actually prefer the under. Holden is my favorite play, I think, in the game here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who Trey Tucker and Brock Bowers are the only guys I've got going over in this game.
I don't mind the under at all. You got some good points. Lawrence isn't feeling well. He's missing a weapon. The Raiders' offense is a debacle. The only thing that could sink this is if Geno throws a pick six, and then maybe you got some problems. Saints Rams, 44.5 total, 14.5 point spread. mean, I know they set Puka's yards next level, but
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I feel like people forget just how great he is. You get a 93.5 number on Puka Nakua. Might as well bet his 100 at that point. 91.5 at sleeper. What do you got with the Saints and the Rams?
I got the numbers still too high on the Rams here because maybe they just won't get over the hump here as far as getting all those inflated numbers. But you thought Spencer Rattler was bad. Wait till you see Tyler Shuck here for the state. I mean, what are we doing, right? I mean, starting the rookie here on the road against the teeth of this defense where they're not going to be able to run at all. Kamara even ended up here, I think, with an injury designation, and you're going to need him to get it done here on an ankle sprain and with really nobody backing him up except for Devin Neal. So it's going to be all Tyler Shuck. And who's he going to get to? Shaheed has an injury designation this week. I'm even down on my guy Olave, and I always try to pump him up, but not against this Rams team. This has nothing but a blowout here written all over it in this game. Holden, I can only do, and I don't even think I like any of the Rams props at all, and I still think it's going to be a blowout. The best guy I think in this game is actually Juwan Johnson of the Saints. On the props, but I've got the Rams in a blowout, and it might be just kind of a mop-up thing where there's just not going to be a whole lot of production in the game. It'll be spread around a lot here, but I get it. Puka should have a big game.
He should. I mean, is he going to? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows?
That is price. I mean, I guess is that a high price at 93? It looks,
I mean, to me, it's like anything below 100 is kind of good on that guy, isn't it? he's just that amazing. And he got hurt. He hasn't played in a week.
I'm just trying to play the numbers. If it's 21-3 in the in the early second quarter, then how much motivation are we going to have to you can spread it around? We've seen we were seeing guys like Mumfield catch passes for the Rams, and you got to keep Devontae involved too. So we'll see. I think this one is kind of a blow. It just feels like a negative script when you're going to throw in a new rookie after. I mean, Rattler wasn't a rookie, but we know he was never winning games for the Saints right now, and they're the bottom team in the league.
Okay, so what else do we have to talk about here? We got one more big game, 4:00. It is the Chiefs, and it is the Bills in Buffalo. We always wait for these games. Mahomes has returned to being the best quarterback in the National Football League. Rashee Rice comes back. The dude's a complete stud. We know that. Josh Allen has not played that great this year. He's just not the same guy. He's turned the ball over some. But the big issue is the Buffalo defense, right? They have been an absolute abomination. Now, you can get 2.5 on the Bills. And if you're going to give me points with the Bills at home, even against the Chiefs, I'll take it. Where are you going with the Chiefs and Bills tonight?
I'm with you. I look. I know that Mahomes is they keep beating them right now. They win the big game against them and everything. But you know what? Chiefs have it might be I don't want to say you ever get a buy low on Buffalo, but maybe here you might do it. I think Shakir can have a big game in this game and maybe be the difference maker for Buffalo. They've had trouble, right, trying to figure out. And we know he's kind of the main target there, but Buffalo really, that's probably it. They might not have enough weapons long term to get it done, but just right here in an early game in November, right, with at least something the Bills can do right. Stop guys like Kelsey a little bit and maybe harass Mahomes just enough to keep this one close. I actually was talking about the over. I'm having a little bit of over regret holding in this game. It might get a little defensive, I think, actually, in the end here, especially with this total kind of rising up to 52.5 now. So a little bit of regret there when I was spouting off about the potential of these offenses. And look, I mean, you're still going to have a hot game. Maybe it'll be all it's cracked up to be. I just know that you probably wish it was at 8, the primetime game tonight.
The primetime game tonight? I'll take it, man. I'll take it 2:00 because then I got to watch the other two games as much. Although I will be probably invested in some plays there in the 4:00. But this is the game du jour. You tell me a better game. Come on.
Yeah, no, I get. Hey, those guys. Hey, those networks pay big money to get the afternoon good game in the afternoon game once in a while too. So they got to get their share. Good thing none of these games are on ABC out here in YouTube land.
Nope. Hey, we got one more game. We'll do Sunday Night Football real quick. NukeTheHouse.com. We got a 30% off any package plus one free week with the code Nuke30. Go to NukeTheHouse.com/pricing. The code is Nuke30. Any plan, 30% off plus one free week. Want to remind everybody we will have Keg and the boys betting the 1 and 4 o'clock slates live. I will hop on tonight for the Seahawks Commanders game. Already gave out Jackson Smith and Jigba over 27.5 longest reception. We've been hitting that on a weekly basis and cashing it on a weekly basis. Went up to 28.5. I'm fine with 28.5. That's going to be my big bet from this one. Daniels is back tonight, and the Seahawks are still 3-point favorites on the road. Sam Darnold's been a stud, 48.5 total. Ramon, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Darnold's been good. So I think, especially when you can count on a little bit of running game with Walker, really good. Although I don't know if Walker's props are that good because Charbonnet gets a lot of run too. And, they've kind of put them both up like they both can do it. And I'm wondering if there's enough to go around actually with Seattle here. But I think for me, I kind of think this will be an over game with this matchup, and that's probably the way I'm going to go. I probably lean to taking the points at home in a game like this. I don't know if you want to call it nondescript, but cross-country game, and getting Daniels back. Look, there doesn't look good right now. You're 3-5, but this still should be a team with some potential, given what they did, last season, what their trajectory has been. It's just been unfortunate with him missing 3 games so far, and maybe just doesn't have the weapons. But Debo tonight, I got to think if Debo goes off, they can stay in this game. Debo for big plays. That's what I would look to. And I do think that these Seattle guys can get some of their numbers. I think they're kind of short on it actually with those guys Walker and Charbonnet, and I know you said JSN here, Barner too at tight end. You get your touchdown in right there because they love to use Barner in the red zone for Seattle. So I'll probably go Washington and over in this game tonight.
Hey, thanks for checking out the show today, Ramon. Plug what you're doing, buddy. We're going to get out of here and hand it off to the boys.
Okay, we can get my college picks right here at Nuke the House,
That's
but
right.
also on Sports Money Network on 7 days a week, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, and I'm on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, 2:30 a.m. Eastern, 11:30 p.m. Pacific for a late night show, kind of a late night vibe there. So I'm everywhere, and I'm here with you, and we had a great time. Let's get ready to have a great NFL Sunday.
Yep, and the boys will be betting the NASCAR championship too, starting around 3 o'clock. But NFL #1 because we will be winning some money today. For Ramon, I'm Holden. Stick around the NTH Sports Picks channel. Make sure you're subscribed. The boys will be here in just a little bit to get you ready for today's slate of games, including that big one at 4 o'clock with the Bills.